Good evening. The time is 6:10 p.m. and I hereby call this meeting of the Student Senate to order. We'll begin with a roll call. When I call your name, please say here or present. Iono Dimhoff, Moran, Rahman, Rolls, Reinhardt, Marcus, Jones, Helzer, O'Connor, Chin, Utica, Allen, Moisango, Kuhn, Kameyer. Oh, not in your normal spot today. Pedasani, Hartley, Agarwal, Shamsai, Verriger, Snyder, Nondal, James, Bailey, Johnson, Dugan, Neal, Sloop, Persley, and Cronin. With that, we do have quorum for the evening. We'll now move into the Pledge of Allegiance led by Acting Speaker Persley. All right, and so seeing no Senate program for this evening, we'll move directly into open forum. Open forum shall serve as an opportunity for students to speak about any issues relevant to the student body. If you're here tonight for open forum, I would ask that you approach the podium at this time. And I would ask our senators to close or mostly close their laptops as a sign of respect. This time is yours.
Hello, I am here to talk about the upcoming changes that the Iowa State administration has approved regarding the Center for LGBTQIA+ student success. If you go up to the 4th floor here in Memorial Union, you can find the center. It's an area with a welcoming environment, open to all students, staffed by 2 staff members that hosts events such as social events, craft nights, and other ways to de-stress for students. That is open to students of all demographics. However, in order to be compliant with Senate File 2435, passed by the Iowa legislature, the Iowa State administration has decided to massively scale back and restructure the Center for LGBTQIA+ student success, renaming it to simply the Center and rebranding it as a generic study lab with no longer having the ability to host events, leaving that up to student organizations such as the Pride Alliance Student Organization and the Aero Ace Alliance Student Organization. As a member of the queer community and a student here at Iowa State, I feel that these changes have gone way too far, and I would like to see them reversed immediately. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for being here. And at this time, is there anyone else, here for open forum tonight?
Just me, I think.
Right. Same deal about your laptops. This time is yours.
Thank you. My name is Sandra Wilson. I'm a pre-law student here at ISU. I just transferred in. This is my first semester, and I love it. And I was really excited about so ISU, for those of you who aren't familiar, we're not a law school, but we have a pre-law track for students that are planning to move on to law school. And we currently have had 2 clubs, pre-law club, which is generally geared toward helping prepare pre-law students toward passing the LSAT so that they can get high enough scores to move on to law school. And there's also mock trial club, which is centered around helping educate students and go through the motions of learning how to engage in a court setting and learning courtroom procedures. And it's really awesome. I think both the clubs are fantastic. I'm in, and we just formed another one actually got approved Monday, like a third law-related club called Student Reformationists I'm the president of. And we're going to be grassroots organizing, building casework and whatnot. And something that in my business communications class, I have a team, and we're proposing that the Student Innovation Center implements a law library here on campus. And I think it would be a really valuable asset for not just pre-law students to have a place where we can collaborate with other students. Like, I guess as somebody that came into the pre-law track, I was excited to engage with other aspiring law students. So like finding other people that are interested in maybe civil rights related issues or environmental law. And I haven't really found a place to like be able to collaborate with other students. There's some law books in Parks Library, but we don't have a law librarian. And ISU Student Legal, which student government began to fund, I think it was around 1980, I'd have to check my notes again. So our two attorneys upstairs are funded through student government, as you're probably aware. There's a wide scope of cases that they cannot help students with, including all civil cases. And 95% of cases that go into US courts or state courts, 95% are civil cases. They also can't help with felony cases or divorce cases and custody issues, or divorce cases where children are involved. So like students that would have children that are going through a divorce can't have access to, or can't generally find help from student legal services, or very limited amount of help. So I guess I'm just here to stick a bug in your ear, hopefully. I think it would be an amazing addition to ISU's pre-law track that could put Iowa State University as perhaps the leading pre-law university, most sought after, if we had something like a law library, which would set us apart from other pre-law schools around the state. And on December 12th, my team in business communications is giving a presentation in Dr. Gloria Betcher's class, BizCom 2030. And we're presenting to Dr. Oliver and Dr. Anders, the directors of the Student Innovation Center, to see if they would be open to implementing a law library into the Student Innovation Center. So I came here to invite student government. If any of you have any delegates that you would like to send to our class over in Ross Hall on December 12th, my team would be really honored and love to have you to present our idea to you so you could learn more of the finer details. So my email address is Sondra, S-O-N-D-R-A, @iastate.edu. And I'm probably going to leave because I have another event to go to, but I would love to hear if you're interested in coming. I would love to hear from anybody. Anybody wants to come join our class and law library. Thanks.
All right, with that, is anyone else here tonight for open forum? Oh. Go for it.
Oh, thank you. A law library would also have a law librarian, which I don't know if you've ever interacted with one, but they're extremely helpful, and they actually can help guide people with things like research for civil cases. The difference is they can't give advice like student legal, but they can help guide to resources and help you with performing research on those types of cases. So it's not just a set of books. Thanks.
All right, with that, is anyone else here tonight for open forum? Seeing no one else, once again, thank you very much to tonight's speakers for making the time to be here. With that, we'll move into adopting this evening's agenda. Is there a motion to do so? Is there a second? Moved and seconded to adopt this evening's agenda. Are there any objections to doing so? No objections, it shall be adopted. With that, we'll move into the approval of the previous Senate minutes. Is there a motion to do so? Moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Are there any objections? Seeing none, they shall be approved. Moving then into committee reports, starting with Acting Speaker Pursley and the Rules Committee.
So Rules Committee did not meet before break. We were taking a little much-needed break after finishing the baby bylaws. I hope everyone's gotten a chance to really read through those. But we will be meeting tomorrow at our normal time in the MU to talk about the real bylaws now.
Are there any questions or comments for the Rules Committee? Seeing none, we'll move on to Finance.
How's it going, guys? Finance met on Monday. We saw a number of bills, and tonight you'll be voting on 4 of them, all of which we had discussion on and were passed favorably through Finance. And we have all of the representatives here tonight, so we'll be hearing from them. And that's all I got.
Are there any questions for the Finance Committee? Seeing none, we'll move on to PR.
How's it going, everyone? Not really too much on the PR's end. Last week we had a brief meeting just to go over plans for break, and tomorrow we will also be meeting to come up with a game plan and get things done over winter break. In regards to outreach credits, there is one more event for you guys to participate in. That is the Winterfest. There's been a couple sign-up forms sent out by Christine. Those have been sent out via email and also on Teams. And if you do end up signing up, please sign up via the MIS so Eric can also track those hours. There's still a good amount of you that have not completed your outreach credits, so please get them done by this Friday. That is your last day to do them. Thank you.
Any questions or comments for the PR Committee? Being none, is there a designated representative here tonight from IDEA? Seeing as I do not believe so, we'll then move on to events.
All right, hey everybody. The events committee didn't meet this week because we are still waiting on a location for the Know Your Leader series. Guess facility planning and management does that at the end of December for next spring. So that's very great. But if you have any ideas for the Know Your Leaders and people are inviting, please let us know. We have 2 more spots to fill for the student athletics, and then we also have a few spots to fill for the student safety. So that'd be like police, parking, that kind of thing. So please let us know if you have any questions about that or if you want to give us a name or an email to reach out to. Thank you.
With that, the floor is open, starting with Senator Pedisani. I'm sorry, if I could have you use the microphone real quick, I'd appreciate it.
Regarding the police and safety, I would assume you guys have already tried to reach out to Chief Newton and Assistant Chief Jacobs and all of those people, or?
We will. We can't send out invites until we have a room confirmed, so
Okay.
we're making a list.
Yeah, I was just putting that out there to double check. Cool.
Any further questions or comments for the Events Committee? Seeing none, we'll move on to Local Affairs.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for your participation last week or 2 weeks ago at the joint meeting. I really appreciate you all being there and being present and asking as many questions as you did. The local affairs team will be working on some PR stuff with the PR committee, and then also we learned a lot for the spring joint meeting, so we're really excited about the spring meeting. And then I also want to talk about the opening on SciRide Board. So I'm the other student government representative for SciRide Board. I'm not 100% sure on the timeline for everything, but any questions you have about SciRide Board, anything you want to hear about it, if you're interested, I'd love to talk to you about it. So just let me know. Thanks, guys.
The floor is open for any questions or comments for Local Affairs. Seeing none, we'll move on to Sustainability.
Hi guys, so today was our final meeting of the semester, which was very sad to see our seniors go. So first of all, shout out to Myra and Amelia. Both of them were on our committee last year as well, and they've done phenomenal work. Some of you have probably talked with them, and they're just really cool people. So good luck to them, first of all. Second of all, one of our goals for today at our last meeting was to figure out what was going on with winter break. So now we've had all of our projects lined out and fleshed out a little bit more for people to be able to have stuff to work on. We also did our Narcan training today with Health and Wellness, which was really successful. Because it was so successful, we are looking at doing a working meeting for you guys to get trained. However, if you're very impatient and want to get trained on that one, go ahead and go over to the Health and Wellness health and wellness office, which is located in Friley, kind of near Windows, I think he said. And you can get 2 doses of Narcan, and they can also show you where to get trained for that. So, yeah, that's it for me.
With that, the floor is open. Being no questions or comments, we'll move on to health and wellness.
Hey guys, health and wellness did not meet the week before break. We had a few people out of town and a few people sick, so it wasn't going to be enough to have a productive meeting. But we have been planning for Woofs and Wellness. We're aiming for that in March. We're coordinating right now with getting the therapy dogs and booking a room in the library. We're also looking at possibly hosting a dual event with the health and wellness staff. They have Wellness Wednesdays. I don't know if you guys have seen like the free haircut events when you're walking through. There's a big room in there, and we could kind of have the dogs on one side and the haircuts on the other, so while you're waiting to get a haircut, you could pet a dog. It'd be pretty awesome. Other than that, I just want to thank Sustainability for inviting us to Narcan. That was a really awesome training. And a huge shout out to all the senators and cabinet members who were able to make it to the Green Dot training tonight. That was really awesome, and I hope you guys learned something.
With that, any questions or comments for the Health and Wellness Committee? Being none, we'll move on to the legislative ambassadors.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're all doing well, making it through the last couple weeks of the semester. But legislative ambassadors met 2 weeks ago, the week before Thanksgiving break, broke up into subcommittees, so they're excited about that, working on that. And then we're meeting again tomorrow, getting ready to hit the ground running right when spring semester starts and the legislative session starts.
Any questions or comments for the legislative ambassadors? Seeing none, we'll move into that other category. This is an opportunity to give updates from any committee that is not otherwise represented on tonight's agenda. All right, see no updates. Do we have a representative from the judicial here tonight? I believe we do not. So we'll go directly into comments from our advisor.
Hi, everyone. So welcome to your last meeting of the fall semester. That's exciting, right? Couple of announcements. I know, sorry, I just forgot your name right out of my head. We just talked about the opportunity to volunteer at Winterfest. We are still looking for quite a few volunteers, so I would really encourage you all to check that out, particularly as you're looking at the sign up. If there are slots where there's like no other people or maybe only one other person instead of where there's like 6 people already, that would be super great. But even if you can't volunteer, I would encourage you to come and check that event out. Student government, as you know, provides the vast majority of the funding for that event, and it's going to be a really good one. The weather's supposed to be pretty nice too. And then it sounds like that might be your last chance for outreach credits, but I have another volunteer need that I put in Teams today. We are looking for some volunteers for our Size Finals Frenzy event. And this is a new partnership that we started in the spring with Student Affairs and Memorial Union. So there are different stress release activities, late night breakfasts, various study sessions. I think a bunch of the exam reviews are being rolled into that. So different kinds of things where we need some volunteer help with that too. Sounds like you can't get outreach credit, wah, wah. But if you need volunteer credits for some other organization you're part of, we can do that. What you can get is a sweet t-shirt, a dining gift card, which you have to show up to get, but I believe it's at least $5. And then you will get 10 entries into the grand prize drawing for every hour that you volunteer. And the prizes were actually pretty good last semester. There was like a Keurig and an Apple Pencil and some other like roughly $100 value stuff. So if you have some time to volunteer for that, or you have friends that might be interested, please pass that along. Also, I would encourage you to stop by that event, get some snacks, study, find your spot in the union. And then the third thing I have, I wanted to just let you all know the Election Commission did get their mass email out this week with information for the election timeline and how to run for Senate and executive slates. Sometimes those emails go into like your other folder instead of your focused inbox. So if you haven't seen it and you're looking for it, that's where it is. And we will soon have that information up on the website too when we finish building that Election Commission page. But if you are interested in running for a Senate seat again, running for an executive slate, or you know people, I would encourage you to take this back to like your constituency councils and places to try to get the word out. I'm really excited that they got things organized pretty early this year so people can get info sessions and other things calendared. So I would encourage you to start to think about that and what that might look like for spring.
All right, with that, are there any questions or comments for our advisor? Seeing none, we'll move on to comments from the executive branch with President Hirsch.
Hi, everyone. Last meeting of the semester. I know we're all pretty excited. We've done an extraordinary job so far this semester, and it's been really incredible to see. We have a new face, Amy Shaw. It's your third day on the job. We couldn't be more excited to have you from Colo, Iowa. And so she can be found at 5080B most of the time, and then she also has another office on the 3rd floor. But we couldn't be more excited to have Amy. She's here to make our lives easier, help us in the projects that we're working on. We could not be more excited to have her. So thank you, Amy. We're excited to have you. And I don't have much more. Hopefully some more big updates for you next meeting. Thank you, and I hope you all do well in your finals.
Are there any questions or comments for the executive? Seeing none, we'll move right into our business for this evening, starting first with External Matter 2024-2-034F, funding for the Puerto Rican Student Association with Senator Pedisani.
We have a representative from them.
Hello, my name is Evan, and I'm here tonight representing the Puerto Rican Student Association. We're going to ask for funding for Puerto Rican Night on February 8th in the Durham Hall in the MU. The goal of this night is to expose students of Iowa State to Puerto Rican culture, along with building a sense of community. We were asking for funding for the food for this event. It would be served buffet style, provided by ISU Dining. We were expecting about 250 people to attend. Attendance is free and open to everyone. At the event, there will be a DJ booth, photo booth, and other activities.
All right, so if that, the floor is open for any discussion. Or someone can call to question. Moved and seconded to end debate. Are there any objections to doing so? No objections. Closing comments with Senator Pedisani.
I have none. UC.
I do appreciate it. I very much do appreciate it. Though this is a finance bill, and so we'll have to move into a roll call vote. When I call your name, please say yes, no, or of course you may abstain. Iono Dimhoff. Moran. Rahman. Rolls. Reinhardt. Marcus. Jones. Helzer. O'Connor. Shin. Utica. Allen. Moisango? Kekun? Kameyer? Pedisani? Hartley? Agarwal? Berger? Snyder? Nondal? James? Bailey? Johnson? Dugan? Neal? Loop? Persley? And Cronin. One moment while we tally that. All right, so with a final vote of 29 to 0, congratulations, the motion carries. Next, we'll move on to item 2024-2-035F, funding for the Neurodivergent Student Support Organization, again with Senator Pedisani.
We have a representative up front. I just want to point out they are classified as sponsored, so keep that in mind.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here tonight. I'm Alex. I'm the president of our NSSO. We just started it this summer, in fact. It was quite a good big venture to get all the documents together. But anyway, we're serving a critical need. And just before I go into this, it came to my surprise that people weren't familiar with the term neurodivergent. Neurodivergent is like an umbrella term. It covers autism, ADHD. It can also cover things like, savants. It doesn't necessarily have to be pathological. Neurodivergent is a very inclusive term, and so that's, I think, what we wanted to, capture with the name of our organization. And, it's a big issue in colleges. 1 in 36 children presently in the U.S. is on the autism spectrum. But in college specifically, there are programs like engineering that tend to attract these people. It can be a bit of a negative stereotype, but it is true. So it's especially important to support these students in college. And other universities, many universities, in fact, over 100 in the US at this point, have entire buildings dedicated to this. They have university-funded programs to help neurodivergent students specifically. Iowa State doesn't, and I'm not saying that in a condemnatory fashion, but it's more about, maintaining parity and making ourselves compelling. If Iowa State wants to, keep up and make itself competitive, it needs to serve this interest that other universities are serving. So this would be an example of like student government fulfilling, I think, what many people would envision as its role, stepping in, using the perspectives of students to address an issue that the university hasn't addressed. So neurodivergent students face quite a few challenges in college. They're transitioning from a home environment. They have all this freedom that they didn't have before. Sometimes that can be toxic. Freedom is nice, but sometimes it can be unfortunately toxic. And there are like more steady state issues they experience after the initial shock and adjustment of getting here, like social deficits, executive functioning, misunderstandings resulting from like a disparity of theory of mind. So what they think versus what they think other people are thinking versus what other people actually think. And so the NSSO was formed to address that. Again, we just did it this summer. And so we want to address particular challenges that neurodivergent students face, and we want to empower them, struggle against discrimination. And ultimately, the point of all of this is to promote an equitable outcome for our neurodivergent students. The metaphor I've always used is like to think of college as a bridge. So you're leaving this familiar anti-hoc environment. There are challenges, opportunities, but ultimately success. There's this heroic confrontation of those opportunities. For neurodivergent students, that's marked by many more challenges, and suddenly success is called into question. So at the NSSO, we wanted to focus on this. Specifically, we have like 3 areas. We have advocacy. We're like bringing in external speakers to talk about the ADA, which is what I'm asking you for tonight. We have like career support to connect students to employers. There have actually been some employers that have sought out neurodivergent students for specific personality, like elements of their personality structure. As I've heard that employers doing this, that does kind of feed into negative stereotypes, but it is something that's happened. And we do academic excellence, like body doubling, and awards for academic achievement. So do you have any questions?
All right, with that, the floor is open, starting with acting speaker Persley.
Yeah, so could you just state this again? When was this organization created, in the summer?
I just did it this summer. I just got it together, and really in this fall, we've been doing most of it together.
Thanks for coming and talking to us. What kind of advertising is included in this cost? Like, what kind of advertising will you guys be doing?
It's like mass emails and sending out flyers. I think just one flyer campaign this year was $100.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. I think this is a really cool organization, and it's something that I support.
Senator Reinhardt.
Apologies for that.
All right, moved and seconded. We'll have a...
That's fine. We don't need a recess. I'm so sorry about that. That is something that's always happened with me. I'll tell you a story of actually blood drains out of the brain through the nose. So when you're thinking really hard, it increases blood pressure in the nose, and that's what causes that. Anyway, I'm so sorry about that. Any other questions?
Which we are more than happy to have a recess if that's something that would help you.
I have dealt with this my whole life. It's not an issue. Any questions?
I assume withdrawn? All right, Senator Reinhardt, the floor is still yours.
Hi. Just want to appreciate you for taking your time to give us your speech and also for powering through the nosebleed. I see on here that you have $400 for local trips paid by your organization. I believe that it was said that you're sponsored. Is that $400 from your sponsor, or is it from your members?
Point of information, we zero funded it, so we're not funding it through the student government. We zero funded it.
That would be an accounting question. I don't exactly understand what you're saying. From my understanding, sponsored is just a categorization of an organization.
I guess just additional point of information. So We told them once they had like a more specific number to do a second request, because these would be trips happening in the spring semester, and probably when it's a little warmer too. So that's the reasoning behind that, and we just put it as a zero fund.
All right, with that, the floor is still open. Moved and seconded to end debate. Are there any objections to doing so? No objections. Closing comments with Senator Pedisani?
None.
All right. With that, seeing as this is a finance bill, we'll move into a roll call vote. Once again, when I call your name, yes, no, or abstain. Iono Dimhoff. Moran. Rahman. Rolls. Reinhardt. Marcus. Jones. Helzer. O'Connor. Jin. Utica. Hallen. Moisango. Kekun. Kameyer? Pedisani? Hartley? Agarwal? Berger? Snyder? Nondal? James? Bailey? Johnson? Dugan? Neal? Loop? Persley? And Cronin. All right, so with the final vote, once again, of 29 to 0, congratulations, the motion carries.
Thank you.
Next, we'll see item 2024-2-036F, VexU Cyber Robotics Club funding with Senator Kameyer.
All right, hi everyone. I believe we have a representative here, so I'll let them present this.
Hello, my name is Micah Schaefer. I'm the Vice President of VexU Cyber Robotics Club. We're here to request funding for registration for competition. The purpose of VexU Cyber Robotics Club is to foster an innovative and inclusive environment where students can explore and enrich their skills in robotics, engineering, problem solving, and logistics through participation in Vex Robotics. Our club aims to provide opportunities for members to develop and expand soft skills in professional communication, strategic thinking, and leadership, and engage in hands-on projects with collaborative, interdisciplinary engineering, expanding STEM education, and representing Iowa State University at competitions are all core objectives of VexU Cyber Robotics Club. We aspire to cultivate a passion for robotics and community dedicated to advancing their knowledge and capabilities not offered in the classroom. Are there any questions?
All right, with that, we'll start with Acting Speaker Persley.
Yeah, I would like to propose a friendly amendment to change the chart to say 250 in the total line.
Good catch. Also friendly accepted, sorry.
I assumed, but I appreciate it. With that, the floor is open for any further discussion. Moved and seconded to end debate. Are there any objections to doing so? No objections. Closing comments with Senator Kameyer.
I'm sure that the vote on this will be highly controversial, but I'll just include that this passed through favorably through Finance Committee, and yeah.
With that, once again, we'll move directly into a roll call vote, starting with Iono Dimhoff. Moran. Rahman. Rolls. Reinhardt. Marcus. Jones. Helzer. O'Connor. Jin. Utica. Hallen. Moisango. Kekun. Kameyer. Pedisani. Hartley. Agarwal. Berger. Snyder. Nondal. James. Bailey. Johnson. Dugan. Neal. Loop. Persley. And Cronin. All right, and so with the final vote of 28 to 0 to 1, congratulations, the motion carries.
Thank you.
With that, we'll now see item 2024-2-037F, funding the Letters of Love Club with Senator Jones.
Hi everyone, we have a representative from Letters of Love. Just a reminder, this passed favorably in Senate or in Finance Committee. So.
Hi, my name is Tyler Thompson. I'm here for Letters of Love. And our organization, our mission is to provide emotional support to children in hospitals through handwritten letters. To do so, we have meetings about twice a semester, and we usually have about 400 to 600 people per meetings come to our meetings to help write cards to these kids. But the only thing these meetings require is a lot of supplies, and those get a little bit expensive. And basically this funding request is to help with those supplies. We've made a lot of fundraising efforts to try and keep up with this demand, but due to unforeseen growth within our club, it's been really difficult to keep up. So we're just hoping you guys would maybe help us out with that, and that'd be amazing. Thank you so much.
All right, with that, the floor is open for any discussion. Is there a second? Oh, pardon, Senator Pedisani, I apologize. Oh, was that your intent to? Well, I don't believe it was seconded, so if you wish to offer the point of information, it would, was it? Whose motion was that? I apologize. Would you like to withdraw? Senator Pedisani.
I just wanted to make a quick mention that we did classify them as sponsored, so just keep that in mind, and it was sent to Senate favorably.
All right, moved and seconded to end debate. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing no objections, closing comments with Senator Jones. Seeing no closing comments, once again, we'll move into a roll call vote, starting again with Iono Dimhoff. Yes. Moran. Yes. Rahman. Yes. Rolls. Yes. Reinhardt. Yes. Marcus. Yes. Jones. Yes. Pelzer. Yes. O'Connor. Yes. Shin. Utica. Yes. Hallen. Yes. Moisango. Yes. Hekun. Yes. Kameyer. Yes. Pedisani. Yes. Hartley. Yes. Agarwal. Verriger. Yes. Snyder. Yes. Nondal. Yes. James. Yes. Bailey. Yes. Johnson. Yes. Dugan. Yes. Neal. Yes. Sloop. Yes. Persley. Yes. And Cronin. Yes. All right. And so once again, with the final vote of 29 to 0, congratulations, the motion carries.
Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate it.
Having completed our external matters, we'll move into internal matters, starting with Special Order 2024-2-047 SG, seating a senator to the Sustainability Committee with Acting Speaker Persley.
Yeah, if our person being sat wants to go up and say a little bit about themselves, yeah.
Should I introduce myself and
Say why you want to be on the committee.
Okay. Well, I'm Chase. I'm a first-year senator, and the reason sustainability drew my attention is because I just want to work on projects that have to do with our environment here at Iowa State, and obviously our sustainability and our efficiency, and whatever that entails. So I'm open to any questions.
All right, with that, the floor is open. I would entertain a motion to remove Senator Utica from the roll. Are there any objections? Seeing none, he shall be removed. Senator Pedisani.
This is more towards the co-directors of sustainability, but aren't you guys over your limit, or are you guys just about to fill? Okay, I just wanted to clarify. I was just curious because, like, I remember you had to get more spots for at-larges. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. Thank you.
With that, the floor is open for any further discussion. Acting Vice Speaker Rolls.
I like that title. With sustainability, there's a lot of projects and collaboration and whatnot. Did you have any projects you had in mind or talked about so far?
I don't have any specifically. I just wanted to see what they would bring, and I'm open to work on anything.
All right, thank you.
Senator Kameyer.
You seem like you would be great for the committee, and this is probably a bad question, but how do you feel about being part of the last bill of this session?
It's very exciting.
Senator Snyder.
In the spirit of Azan,
Can you describe yourself in one word?
Ambitious.
All right, with that, is there any further discussion or debate?
Call to question.
Moved and seconded to end debate at this time. Are there any objections to doing so? Seeing none, closing comments with Acting Speaker Pursley.
UC.
UC has been called for. Are there any objections to passing this nominee by way of unanimous consent? No objections. Congratulations, the motion carries. All right, and so as a rarity, we have no new business tonight, end of the session, and so if that will move directly into closing announcements. Are there any general closing announcements? Senator Pedisani.
Thank you for funding my club. I'm very grateful of that, so thank you.
Senator Kameyer.
I'm sure I'll hear plenty of this afterwards, but thank you everyone for a great session. Also, go Cyclones on Saturday and tonight. I felt like I was going to add something, but I forgot, so yeah.
Any further general closing announcements? I have one, yes.
All right, since we're done with Senate so early, I'd like to invite you all to the Country Swing Club's ice cream party. It's at 7:45 at the Hanson Agricultural Learning Center. It's going to be great. You can swing dance, and then you can get ice cream. So there you go.
Any further general closing announcements? All right. Seeing none, I don't have any announcements of substance, but again, like Senator Kameyer was saying, want to thank you all for a great session. We'll see you all again in January. One thing that we did in Cabinet this week that I think is interesting is we had every director write down what are 2 or 3 things you can do just to finish a project, to wrap something up in student government, to keep the momentum going. And so that's something we did in Cabinet. I would encourage you all as senators, find something you can do over winter break. It doesn't have to be monumental, doesn't have to be life-changing, but what's something you can do on a project or a committee or whatever you're working on just to keep the momentum going so we're not all coming back late January and starting over on things. So really want to encourage you all to do that. Again, want to wish you all the best on your finals and have a good break if I don't see you. With that, I will yield to the Acting Vice Speaker.
Well, I don't usually give my closing announcements because I'm not a vice speaker, but like everybody kind of mentioned, it's been a really good session. Got a lot of new people, and I'm glad to see that we have a full Senate. It's been a long time. Well, pretty much full, don't give me that. It's a lot more full than when I joined, so that's good to see, and hope you guys have a good break and good finals. Hope you all pass. And I will yield to the acting speaker.
Thank you guys for such a good second session. If you have received an email that you did not do any or enough outreach credits, you better be signed up for Winterfest and Size Final Frenzy, please, or you'll be receiving more emails, so just do it. And you don't have to do office hours next week or during finals week, so yay. Yeah, last office hours are this week. Thanks, guys, and go Cyclones.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, motion to adjourn.
All right, we are adjourned. See you all next year.